Hello, one, hello, all. We are going to just jump in live right here, mid-action, folks. It is spring training baseball. I am the voice, Greg Morano, alongside producer-owner Shane Belanger. We have Lisa down the first baseline behind the lens together. We are Westerly.live, Westerly.radio. The pitch from the Wheeler pitcher, and the big hitting lefty, Greg Gorman, turns on it, and it's a single to right field. That's going to score the game's first run. So the Bulldogs off to a quick offensive start. This is the bottom half of the first inning, folks. This is a spring training matchup. It's not a league matchup. It's also not a non-league matchup. This is just strictly spring training. One umpire to give some live action to these guys because in 3 days they will be playing for real. The Bulldogs will be playing on the 2nd in a league game versus East Greenwich, and Wheeler will be playing that same date. So this will be the final warm-up of the season for the two teams. Bulldogs have two base runners. Gorman gained some attention. They're doing a good job. The Bulldog base runners are getting the attention of the Wheeler pitcher, who's had to throw back several times to second and right there to first. So the Bulldogs' first three batters, leadoff hitter, scores on the Gorman single. We got a runner on third and Gorman on first. The pitch, the strike zone swing popped up. Second baseman's tracking, tough spot. He's backpedaling a few players, no communication, and it falls in the middle. And that is going to score the Bulldogs' second run. Really, the first batter of the game reached on an error to right field. That fell in the Bulldogs' favor. And then right there, another, well, that's not even going to be called an error. This is baseball and nobody touched it. But it fell right between three Wheeler players. Scores the second run for the Bulldogs, who now have runners on first and second. Now, here you go, folks. Identifying these players is very difficult in spring training. It's cold. They wear long sleeves. They wear navy blue. No numbers available to me. So we're just going to do our best with that. I promise you when we're back in action live, they'll have numbers and names. The Wheeler line pitch, swing and a miss by the Bulldog batter. Bulldogs with runners on first and second. This is bottom of the first inning here live at Similori Field. We are Westerly.live, Westerly.radio. The Westerly Bulldogs, who ended their season in heartbreaking fashion, have high hopes for this season. They're hoping the year of experience and improvement is enough to put them over the hump. Again, throw back to second base. They might have him. Only one umpire. He gets out late and calls him out. They get him, and I had the same view as him. It was a bang-bang call. Tough call from that distance for that umpire to make. There's normally one out there, and out is the call by Wesley. Well-executed pickoff play by the Wheeler pitcher. Bulldogs had been testing fate, doing a good job of gathering their attention. And that's a great thing to see in the preseason, the ability to do that from the Wheeler Lions perspective. And the pitch high and away, break gets past the catcher, and that's going to put the Bulldog runner on second base in scoring position. He's going to stop there. So we have one out now for the Bulldogs as the runner was picked off at second base. And it was a fun fact to see before the game. I realized that the head coach of the Wheeler Lions is Coach Eric Collins, and Coach Abate and Coach Cobley completes the coaching staff for the Wheeler Lions, and I hold those three coaches dear to my heart because they all coached me. They developed me as a baseball player. All three of them had a part in who I am today. And his swing and drove deep into right center field, and it gets past the fielder right to the right center field fence. That's going to clear the bases, and that's going to be a stand-up triple for the Bulldog hitter. Hits it to the power alley right center field. Great job of going with the pitch. Number 23 for the Lions, Sean Burgle, the pitcher, throws a lot of breaking balls, and he hung that one up a little bit, caught a little bit too much to the outside of the plate. Batter doing a good job of going with it. As I was saying earlier, I hold the coaches dear to my heart. They coached me throughout high school. Coach Collins in two sports, taught me everything I know about linebacker as well, and it was really good catching up with them before the game. So I wish them the best moving forward in their season. Obviously, they play in Connecticut, folks. They're in the CIAC. If you want to follow them, that's three Westerly legends coaching that Wheeler Lions squad. And we have Coach Ronnie Spazzato, becoming a Westerly legend himself, involved in all sports in Westerly, coaching his team up to right here, like I said, up till this season. They're hoping they can get over the hump, and they have state title aspirations, this Westerly Bulldog team. So the pitcher, Burgle, set the pitch, runner on third, one out for the Bulldogs. And the pitch caught the plate, turned on it. It's going to bounce foul down the first baseline. As I said, it's difficult with only one umpire, folks. So it's going to be tough for me to get on the umpire about anything like that play at second base. I can adjust a lot quicker than he can. 2 strikes on the batter. In on the plate he is. Burgle for the Lions, set to pitch. And that's going to be outside. And the count evens up at 2-2. Bottom of the first inning, folks, I do believe 3-0 Westerly Bulldogs score. 1 out, and the Bulldogs have their 6th batter at the plate. 3 have scored, 1 is at third, and 1 was picked off at second. And that is going to be low and in the dirt, and that fills up the count. And this is not a bad, in a normal game, in a normal position, not a bad player to pitch carefully around with a runner on third, and it can set up a double play possibility. But in a preseason game, everything changes. You work on scenario-based situations. They're going right after the batter. Quite a lot of the plate turn on a hopper to third, and he bobbles it, and that's going to let the runner get in safely at first as well. So the Lions struggling a little bit on defense. They've had about 4 giveaways, a lot of them dropping untouched, so they won't go down in the books as errors. However, the runs are coming in and the runners are reaching base. That there will be an error. So that will be an unearned run for the Bulldogs. However, it will be their 4th run. 1 man out, 1 man on first. This would be the 7th batter in the order for the Bulldogs. Up and in is the first pitch, 1-0. Runner on first base takes his lead. Burgle with the check. The Bulldogs' first home action of the season is on the 5th of April. Turns on it, ground ball to third, handles it this time, throws to second after cocking. No chance of a double play because of that quick look he took to first base. Didn't really need it. But they do get the lead runner and the second out of the inning, looking to end this long first inning of the game. At bat number 24 for the Bulldogs. Again, I do believe it's the 8th batter of the inning. Plated the runner. Bulldogs with 4 here in the bottom of the first. Scoreboard not in action. Don't worry, that's what I'm here for. Up and in, swing and a miss. Nice placement for the pitch. So the Lions take the field with only 2 seniors. The high hopes for their future. They are loaded with freshmen and sophomores, as Coach conveyed to me. Burgle's pitch is going to be high and away. Count is 1-1. 2 outs here. And the Lions looking to get off the windy field and warm up as quick as possible here in the dugout. And that's no joke, fellas. It is cold out there on that field. And the pitch, up and in. And this production, as is all future spring sports production, brought to you in part by McQuaid's Ace Hardware, your local family-owned hardware store located on Franklin Street in Westerly, RI. Everything you need this spring for yard cleanup and home cleaning. Mulch, lime, fertilizer, lawnmowers, everything you need. If they don't sell it, you don't need it. That is McQuaid's Ace Hardware. Burgle set to pitch, taking his look. And the kick pitch swing fouled back. Tracked by the first baseman, that waves back into play. And that was a lot of wind that brought that back into play to end the inning for the Lions, finally get a chance to get off the field. As they exit the field, I'll go on with a few of our sponsors here, folks. Strategia, website design and maintenance, social media design management, search engine optimization, local company with local strategies to help your company stand out on the web. Remy Cycles, bicycle sales and service in downtown Westerly, 53 Railroad Avenue, cycling accessories, clothing, safety gear, all the latest in electric bike technology, stellar customer service, everything needed to enjoy your cycling adventures. That's Remy Cycles and Teddy's Toys, located at the same location, 53 Railroad Avenue. Modern toys, classic toys, board games, models, buildings, stuffed animals, any kind of toys you could imagine. That's Remy Cycles and Teddy's Toys. Valenti Subaru sales and service, located at Dunn's Corners, Westerly, Rhode Island. Valenti means value. Over 90 years in the auto business, the Valenti family knows how to keep customers happy. Service with honesty, integrity, and a smile are the cornerstones of their business is built upon. That is Valenti Subaru. We are Westerly.live, and this is spring training action, folks. It's top of the second inning. Bulldogs with a 4-0 lead versus the Wheeler Lions. Again, this is only a scrimmage. This is not league, not non-league. There's only one umpire on the field, as there's generally 2 to 3. But they're getting as close to league, as close to reality as possible. Poole on the mound for the Bulldogs. Again, they're working in all situational. You're not going to see too much longevity out of the pitchers, I wouldn't imagine, as they get a few days off and then they go live on the second, both teams. And you want to go with all fresh arms. Bulldogs take the field with 6 seniors, 5 juniors, a couple sophomores, a couple freshmen. 8 pitchers are listed. And they have their one lefty, and their ace is Dean Pons Jr., center fielder today at the moment. And leading off for the Wheeler Lions, number 12, Matt Pierce. Poole's first pitch, outside corner, called a strike. Open strike zone here for the umpire, which is a good thing. You want to see a little swinging and force the players to force the action. Second pitch, same spot, good location by Poole. Waved that and missed. Working the outside corner here on the first batter, quickly up 0-2. So with everything at his availability on this 0-2 pitch, nice little breaking ball on the inside, waved that, foul territory, and it's going to be vacuumed up by the first baseman for the Bulldogs. So 3 pitches and the first out for Poole. 1 up, 1 down for the Bulldogs. Number 11 takes the plate for the Lions, Braden Anderson, third baseman. The Lions don't have their spring overgear on, so I have their numbers and names available. A few of the Bulldogs have shedded their layers, as Poole has. And the delivery up, and that's going to be ball 1. 1-0 count. 1 man down for the Lions, who trail 4-0 in the top of the second inning here, folks. Swing and foul straight back. 1-1 count. Again, we are bringing you live spring training action, the last spring training action the Bulldogs have before they start live. And the kick from Poole. Catchers goes to the outside, right over the heart of the plate. Swing, foul tip into the mitt. That's going to be strike 2, 1-2 count. So Poole's thrown 6 pitches, 5 strikes. Right up on the plate, front toe, the Lions hitter. And the pitch is right there, swinging a miss, and that's going to be 2 up, 2 down for the Lions. Poole showing some control up there on the hill. 2 outs for the Bulldogs, who are looking to warm up real quick here. Lions, who were out in the field for quite a while, really could use a few more minutes in the dugout out of the wind. It is windy and it is brisk, to say the least. It will get nothing but warmer, one would assume and hope, for these players moving forward. Up and in, swinging a miss. Nice location again for Poole. A lot of command here early on from Michael Poole. Poole, who plays football as well. Nice little off-speed breaking pitch right on the outside corner. Location, location, location for Poole so far. And the 2-strike pitch outside corner, and that's over the plate. Nice cutter on the outside corner, cut back in over the plate. Tough pitches to hit from Poole. 3 up, 3 down for the Bulldogs. Way to go for Michael Poole, and the Lions are going to have to get back out there in the cold. Bulldogs gather here in front of their dugout, and it is 4-0 heading into the bottom of the second inning. Bulldogs with the lead. So we are back after our brief hiatus in the Scholastic Leaf Sports taper off there in March. So we had a little break, but we are back in action on the 4th, folks, and it's going to be nonstop. We have about 27 games in 2 months we're going to bring you over a palette of 5 sports. We got baseball, softball, men's lacrosse, women's lacrosse, men's volleyball, and we're going to touch them all, folks. So we're going to be live in action and often all over the place. Wheeler taking their time taking the field. I don't blame them. Most games are slated for 7 innings. Again, I don't know how long they'll play. I'm sure they're going to slate it for 7 innings. Everything comes down to pitching in games like this. Neither team is going to wear their team down on pitching in a scrimmage. So if either team is forced to go to the bullpen too often, too quick, that's what would make a game end early. But back on the hill for the second inning is Burgle for the Lions. And the Bulldog leadoff is going to be a righty. Again with long sleeves. So the Bulldogs batting 10 batters in the first inning, doing a great job getting through the lineup to start off this finale of the spring training. It has got to be brisk out there for this umpire as well, as he gets no break from the wind. Our first action of the season, folks, is going to be on the 4th as we're going to touch lacrosse, I believe. So be sure to check our schedule at Westerly.live for our upcoming games. As like I said, we'll be touching multiple sports this spring. And the next 2 months is a flurry of many games. I'm looking forward to it. I was ready to get sports back, and I am so happy to be here today. Easy for me to say I'm out of the wind up and behind. We got poor Lisa down the line right in the middle of the fury. And the last warm-up pitch about to come down as the Lions about to throw down. About to start the bottom of the second inning, 4-0 Bulldogs lead. Couple long sleeve players on the Lions, however they're underneath. Easier to identify. I'm sure both teams are going to try to get a little action for everybody, as this is the last live replica of the preseason. Everything counts after this moving forward. And in baseball, every game counts. Every loss matters. Not that it doesn't in every sport, but for the Bulldogs, who have ended in such a heartbreaking fashion in the quarterfinals last year, they have state title aspirations. I don't want to, with aspirations and come with any expectations comes pressure. With pressure comes excitement, so I'm excited. But it makes it definitely tightens the screws for the players a little bit. First pitch up and ball 1-0 count. On deck for the Bulldogs is going to be a righty in blue. The swing, and he's under it. It's up, and it might be out of play. Catcher's tracking it, and it is going to fall harmlessly. Unable to find it was the catcher. Gets a second life. Had a chance at it. Sun's in a tough spot right now for the players. 1-1 count for the Bulldog batter. Nobody on, nobody out. Bottom of the second inning, 4-0 Bulldogs. Again, folks, this is a preseason spring training matchup. Bulldogs versus their near growing rival, Wheeler Lions, with Westerly roots, like I said earlier, through their coaching staff. And the pitch, nice spot away, swing and a miss, 1-2. So Bergel gets ahead of the leadoff hitter here in the bottom of the second inning. Bulldogs went 3 up and 3 down. The Lions went 3 up and 3 down at the hands of Bulldog pitcher Michael Poole, who had a great inning. Swing and a miss, and he is done. Nice job pitching for Bergel. Gets the leadoff batter swinging. So 1 up, 1 down for the Bulldogs. And we have another righty donned in blue for the Bulldogs. Trying to start things off here. Nobody on, 1 out. Good location on the first hitter for Bergel, the Lion pitcher. And the kick, the delivery, a little bit outside, cuts back in, and he gets the strike call. Nice little wide strike zone, which is what you like to see in spring training. It's not too wide, but forcing the hand of the batters a little bit anyway. Listen to me in the regular season, and I will be singing to a different tune, I promise. And that is a nice pitch over the outside. They try to pull it. Can't get much behind it. He gets under it. They're tracking. Is there communication? No. And it falls harmlessly between the left fielder and the right fielder. I saw that a little bit earlier. That communication thing has been an issue. It was a problem between the right fielder and the center fielder one time, and then right there between the left fielder and the right fielder. It was an issue between the shortstop, second baseman, and center fielder. That's the third ball that has fallen. That should have been an out between 2 or more Wheeler players. And that's a simple remedy. So that's not a horrible thing to see. It's not like they can't catch. They just need to communicate, and someone needs to take charge. Generally, in these situations, it's the center fielder. If the infielder is going backwards, it's always the outfielder's job to call it coming in. Turning on it, center fielder tracking it, and he gets it unassisted for the second out of the inning. Bulldog runner at first retreats. So those are the rules of thumb. If you're backpedaling as an infielder and the outfielder's coming in, the outfielder takes charge and calls it off. Center fielder is always the captain of the call-off. Unless it's an obvious play for the right fielder or the second fielder, they can always take charge. On the infield, it's the shortstop. These are just pretty much simple things that they're going to teach, and these players will get the hang of. But like you said, like you told me, they're sophomores and they're freshmen. So it's just repetition, field time, and that's why they play these games. So the runner at first not being held on, and he is going to steal second because of that. I don't know if that was a called hold off or what it was, but we have a lefty. I do believe it's Gorman at bat for the Bulldogs. They don't have too many lefties, and he's pretty easily identifiable. He is their big power hitter, an excellent hitter. Runner on second for the Bulldogs. 2 outs. And the pitch outside. 1-1 count. 2 outs for the Bulldogs. Runner in scoring position. Lions looking to get out of this inning with no further harm done. Leave the score at 4-0 if they can. The pitch outside. 2-1 count. Trying to stay away from Gorman because if he turns on it, he can send it right out of here without a problem. But he is well attuned to going with a pitch as well. He is not a solely pull hitter by any means. He's a very fundamental hitter and can place it where he needs to and where the pitch is. Long delay. He pays a lot of attention to the runners, Burgle does, and that's high and drops hard, swing and a miss. And that's going to get away from the catcher. Runner advances to third with 2 outs. That's really no difference for the Lions. And that is a looping curveball, let me tell you, by the Lions pitcher, Burgle. That's a tough one to handle. It looks like a watermelon, especially for a lefty. I'm a lefty, and I remember those. Nearly impossible to hit and nearly impossible to not swing at. So Burgle's pitch, low kick, same idea, and he stands in there and takes it off the knee. Burgle's going to earn his way to first base. The looper doesn't cause any harm to him whatsoever, and he's going to take the free pass with 2 strikes. That's what you're taught as a pitcher. A little too much break on that for Burgle. He did go back to the well with that same last pitch, that looping curveball. Just a little too much break, a little too early. And like I said, Gorman, great job adjusting to the pitch. Stays right in there. Lets himself get the free pass. Runners on first and third. 2 outs. Righty in the box for the Bulldogs. 4-0 lead. The pitch. Inside strike. 0-1. And the Lions are holding Gorman on, which is a wise cause to try to see if they can get an out at first or second to end the inning. Don't give him a free head start. And the pitch, he's going to take off. Right up the middle, off the pitcher's hands. They're going to have to make a play now. Second baseman, and he makes it, and he's going to be called out. Great play by the defense of the Lions. Sometimes that tap by the pitcher causes all the problems in the world, and they can't get it to first base. But the second baseman for the Lions, Garrett Lenahan, does a great job on the runner, getting it to first base, getting out of the inning. No more harm done. The score remains 4-0. 2 innings in the books from Similori Field, folks. I am the voice, Greg Morano, alongside producer, owner, Shane Belanger. We have Lisa in the wind behind the lens down the first base line. We are Westerly.live, Westerly.radio, just getting things warmed up for the spring here, folks, for all the sports. We got a palette of 5 sports we're touching. We got varsity baseball, spring training action. They go live on the 2nd on the road. They hit Similori Field again on the 5th. We start our live action. Our March break is over. April league action. I do believe we're going to be up at Sal Algieri Field for some lacrosse action on the 4th. Check the schedule at Westerly.live. It'll bring up some upcoming games for us. We have a bunch of games in the next 2 months. There's a flurry, and all those productions are going to be brought to you in part by McQuaid's Ace Hardware, Stratedia, Remy's Cycles, Teddy's Toys, Valenti Subaru, all sponsoring these productions for us in the spring. McQuaid's Ace Hardware, everything you need this spring for yard cleanup, home cleaning, mulch, lime, fertilizer, lawnmowers, power tools, hand tools, everything they need to use on Similori Field, they have there. Everything, if they don't sell it, you don't need it, folks. Strategia, website design and maintenance, social media management, search engine optimization, local company with local strategies to help your company stand out on the web. That is Strategia, folks. Remy Cycles and Teddy's Toys, located at 53 Railroad Avenue. Remy Cycles, all your cycling accessories, local clothing, safety gear, latest in electric bike technology, stellar customer service, everything needed to enjoy your cycling adventures. Teddy's Toys, all the toys you can imagine, modern, classic, board games, model building, stuffed animals, and Valenti Subaru, located at Dunn's Corners, Westerly, RI. Over 90 years in the auto business, the Valenti family knows how to keep customers happy. Service with honesty, integrity, and a smile are the cornerstones of their business is built upon. And here we go, folks, top of the third inning. Number 15 for the Lions, Wyatt Elliott, their left fielder, steps in. So Poole, for his third inning of action, they are going to go further with him than I thought they would. I would imagine he is not docked to start the first game of the season, as anyway, I do believe Dean Pounds Jr. will get the rights to do that. And pitch number 2 comes in as a strike, 0-2 count. Immediately Poole on top. He has been on top all day, swinging a miss. 3 pitches, 3 strikes, and the strikeout for Poole. He has command here, folks. This is the preseason, this is spring training, and he is pitching like he is mid-season form. His location is right where he needs it to be. He has made very few mistakes. So in the box for the Lions, the first pitch, right down the middle of the plate, number 21 for the Lions takes it. And that is going to be Mason Perkins as the Lions start cycling through some reserves. Pitch number 2, breaking ball over the inside part of the plate. That's strike number 2. Again, right up on top of the count. 5 pitches, 5 strikes right here in the top of the third for Poole. And that's a strike. Forced swing, fouled out of play. And another strike all over the strike zone. Poole is, let me tell you. I don't know what number he is in their pitching lineup, but he is going to be tough to oppose when he is in this form. Outside corner of the plate, Steve Reich 3. And there's no arguing it. Batter tucked his bat up and headed to the dugout. He is touching all over the plate, folks. Number 10 steps in, the lefty for the Lions, John Anderson, center fielder. Steps out again for a second as Poole stepped off the rubber. So Poole out of the full windup. The kick and the pitch outside corner. Steve Wright. He is painting the plate wherever he wants to. That pitch was taken by the Lion hitter.